Hey y'all, welcome. We have made it to session 4. Oh my goodness, this is going by real quick, y'all. Okay, so before we get started, first, I want to say thank y'all. Okay, look, wait a minute, let me back up. Y'all know I always got to stop and start over. So, I need to apologize because I feel like I've been half stepping. Like in my brain, I had this whole setup where I had notes and we were going to stay with these notes or, just to kind of guide me through the conversation because y'all know my brain bad. I be forgetting shit. So I have notes today. Look, yesterday I went to the Holy Land, which in reality is mommy's and daddy's house. So I got some good rest. I recharged my battery. I came home, took me some little notes for the session. Like I feel like I'm fully prepared. So sorry, y'all. I've been half stepping. The next thing is I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch. I think that being the extreme introverted person that I am, getting the positive feedback has just been awesome. It's kind of pushing me through. So I really appreciate everybody's feedback, comments, and all that good stuff. And keep in mind, y'all, if y'all want to join us for a session, or if y'all have like a suggestion or anything like that y'all want us to talk about, feel free to post it on YouTube or go to the BU Room website, put it on the comments page or whatever. Y'all are fully welcome. Okay.
Sorry, I'm all over.
Let me check that off the list. Welcome, Dia. Thanks for coming to the meeting.
Had to make me some tea.
All right, so the topic for session 4 is getting out of your own way. So, what?
I'm agreeing.
Girl, okay. So, I thought about this because last week was really, really hard. I'm going to give y'all an example of how this came into my mind and then we can talk about it. But last Monday, I was tired. When I tell you I had a full day, I got up at 4, worked out, went to class, went to the office, went to PTO. No, it was the book fair for the kids, picked them up, dealt with them. And then Lauren messaged me at like 5 o'clock and was like, can you make some cube steak and mashed potatoes and stuff for dinner? And I just immediately got mad. Like, I was like, no, I'm tired. I've been up all day. No. But that was just the tired talking. I sat down, took a deep breath, and I was like, would it really be that hard to have this full dinner cooked? He's worked hard. I had told the kids we was doing a little potluck night, make whatever y'all want. But I got up, made the dinner, and when I tell y'all, I was just really thankful that I went on and did it. So I was like, I need to get out of my own way. Okay, so I'm opening up the floor. What do y'all think about getting out of your own way? What's the situation or what's happened that's had y'all think about that?
I'm such a busy person, so I feel like I'm always having to talk myself into doing stuff or whatever have you, because I have so many kids in different sports, in different things with the business. Then we have the business, and so all day I'm just telling myself like, okay, one more task and you're done. One more task and then you can do this, and one more task. So literally, I spend my whole entire day pretty much just saying, "You got this. Just one more thing, and you're going to be okay. Just get this over with, and then you're going to be okay."
So you kind of give yourself pep talks throughout the day.
Yes. I have to give myself pep talks during the day. Like I sometimes try not to get overwhelmed. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes, like you said, you just gotta just sit down for a minute. Like even if it's staying in the car, like 5 minutes extra.
Mm-hmm.
Being like, you got this. You got this. You could do this. But it really helps to have a great support system too, because like I have friends, and I have like my mother, for instance. They just be like, "Girl, I don't know how you do it. You are always." And that kind of gives me the motivation. Like, I'm doing this. I am doing this. Even though, like you say, like we have husbands, right? But it seems like the kid pressure is mostly on us,
Mm-hmm.
So because we have homework, because you probably didn't even put homework in your day.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
So obviously you had homework in your day,
Uh-huh.
and so it's like you said, when you get to the end of the day, you like, damn, I did that. I did all
Right.
that. In my
And
little
then he's still talking about, can you cook a
sprint.
big dinner?
Yeah,
Right.
like I did that. Because that's one thing that I've been trying to do a lot of too. Is like cooking more. I used to cook a lot, but it's hard during this season right now with football and cheer because
Mm-hmm.
cheer is mandatory. They can't miss practices. Football practices so much, so it's like every day a kid is doing something. The only day that they don't have anything is on Thursdays. And so that's the day though that it's like, okay, who need a haircut? Who need, so it's still
Mm-hmm.
something that you're trying to schedule on that day. And so it's like all the pressure is on us and the husbands, even though they're busy, they're not home like that right now. And
Right.
I'm like, okay, I gotta try to cook more because I found we've been just picking up quick stuff because we're not getting home
Mm-hmm.
until 9 o'clock at night. So I've been purposely like trying to plan out my meals and getting it started, so that we at least trying to eat a little healthy around here.
Right.
You still been
It's
working
hard
out?
now.
Everybody still been working out too?
Yeah, so that's actually what I was about to start talking about because that's
Oh.
one of the things that I have to get out of my own way. So I had stopped working out for like 2 months. And I just really started back like 2 weeks ago, actually. And I've been doing my everyday, at least 1 mile a day, because really I only have tops 30 minutes to work out because that's just, how full the day is.
Mhm.
So one of the things about getting out of my way or getting motivated to start was, okay, Jerice, how bad do you want it? That's been my talk to myself because I have really bad negative self-talk. Like it's bad. Or I'd be like, girl, shoot, you fat anyway. Just go on and lay there. You good. But I'm trying to get into a more positive mindset. So it's how bad do you want it? Because just like you, Nisha, we will stop and get something quick to eat. Is that Lauren? I did not know he was here. Hey, sugar. I'm trying to get more into cooking and making healthier choices because fast food, once you eat it a lot, it's nasty after a while. To me, it is. So, I want to make sure I'm cooking more for the kids, for me, and for him. But you got to get out of that, girl, look, I'm tired, whatever. No, you could push through. You could do it. Are y'all working out?
To be honest, I haven't worked out in like the last 2 weeks probably, but because I've been going to the center. So I used to work out during the day, but because I used to work out probably about 11ish. But because I've been going to the center, I haven't. And I am not built to wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's something about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning that it's like, nah, sis, nah. And the thing is like I'll be awake. Like I can be awake at like 5ish, and I'm like, dang, I'm restless. Which I know that's my body saying you can go ahead and get up. But I look at the clock and something about them numbers be like, sis,
no.
You need to keep on laying that down.
Well, see, I'm used to getting up that early. You have to remember, at one point, I was getting up at 3:30 in the morning so I could get out to Brentwood to work by 6. So, well, no, like 5:30 because I had changed my schedule so I could get off early enough to go pick the kids up from school. So I'm just used to getting up that early. Now, sometimes I'll be like, I'm tired. No, I'm not going to get up. So I'm definitely not doing 3:30. And really, I just pushed it up to the 4 since school started, just to get that extra little bit of time. But yeah, everybody ain't built for that early life like that. So that is quite all right.
I wake up at the same time the kids have to wake up to get out of the house on time. Like it ain't, and it's the crazy thing is I'll be kind of awake around 5ish and be kind of restless. But the moment that alarm go off at 6:30, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired.
That's how I usually go though. You be up like oh no, it's time to get up. I ain't ready.
Yeah. I can't do it. But hopefully when everything get back situated at the center, I can I can get back in my flow. Because I do feel better when I work out. So I hate that I'm not currently.
So Shameen over there, like, I'm living a good life.
Yeah, no, I don't have to do any of that anymore. So our son graduated from high school, so I don't have to. We were taking him to school, mostly me, taking him to school every morning, and so that was at like maybe 6:30, 6:45, and then I was hopping on to work at 7. And I did have the luxury of like hopping on and working from home. And then before like I had surgery, working out was just, that was challenging for me. Now I picked up working out, but I did have to stop. Well, not have to. I did stop for a little bit. And I want to pick that back up. Between being sick and stuff like that, I just kind of got out of the routine, but I want to get back in the habit.
So you need to get out your own way.
I was about to say,
get out your own way, right?
My own way is concerned. I'm a procrastinator, and that is something that I'm really working on. I do have the spirit of procrastination. I would be like, I'll just wait, but I do. I feel like I do my best work though under pressure. I kind of.
See, the good thing too is working out clears up your sinuses too. If you get a good sweat going on, it clear all this up.
Yeah, and drinking a lot of water. My ENT said the more water that you drink, the more your sinuses will clear up too. That surgery did help, but but drinking water and working out, that clears it up too. So definitely I do. As far as working out, yes. I definitely need to get back in there, but the spirit of procrastination, I am definitely, that is a work in progress for me. I'm always working on that because planning things out, I know for me is helpful. Keeping a calendar and keeping lists help me to be organized, but I will go, I still got a couple of hours. I can get that together, and I will pull it together. Don't get it twisted, but I know
it'd be extra last minute. Shameen got her own time.
Yeah. She does.
Don't plan nothing with that one, baby.
Right. You gonna be late.
Definitely is a procrastinator. That is
that doesn't necessarily work for everybody. So I am definitely working on trying to, plan more things out. Be more, accountable of time and space, and being, more respectful of other people's time too. So,
and see, we're complete opposites on that because, I am a stickler. If you are late, I'll be ready to So one of the things
used to go to work, like she said, she didn't even have to be there till 7 o'clock. She'd be in the parking lot at 6:30 waiting on the door to open.
That's to mentally prepare myself. No, mental preparation. Like I will have to sit in the parking lot. Okay, it's just 8 hours. We get this done. I have to do it, but it's something. I get anxiety if I'm late or like even close to 5 minutes before I have to be there. That's late to me, and it drives me crazy. So just like Shamiz is trying to get out of her own way with. Procrastinating and things like that. I'm trying to get out of my own way. That was said. I'm trying to get out of my own way with getting so frustrated when the plans don't always go according to plan.
Oh, that's me. I get frustrated. I think it's our sign thing, but I get so frustrated if things do not go how I planned it, because I'm the type that I question everybody and my husband the night before. I'm like, so what do you have to do? What time are you over there? And before I go to bed, I plan my whole day. So I got to go to sleep. No, when I wake up, this is how I got to move because I got to be ready. And so when one little thing go wrong in the morning, I'm ready to flip my shit. Like, I'm ready to just, I have an attitude. I shut down.
Yep.
Nope, running late. Right? Don't talk to me. Like,
Sid be like, I feel your energy. I'm sorry.
Like, everybody better get to moving.
Yep.
See, me, I have in my head like how it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And my husband, though, my procrastination drives my husband nuts. So he is like, I'm about to nut up. Like, see, because I'm like, no, I got it. It's running the way exactly. It's running exactly how I need it to run. And he's like,
how you want it to run.
Like how I want it to run. But
okay.
Like, this is
so when it comes to time management, All right, so I'm in the middle. So Jerice and Nisha on the we got to be before time. Shameen is like, I'll be late, don't matter, I'm running on my own time. Me, I'm like right on time, and I don't mind. I mean, right.
Oh, and then she be sliding in like at the perfect moment every time.
Me and Jerice though was in the band, and you know what they say about the band: if you on time, you're late. You gotta be early to be on time, and on time is late.
And if you late, you might as well not even show up.
I mean, your time. Okay, so real quick, let me talk about my get out of your own way. My get out of my own way journey. So when I was little, I was real quiet, right? And I was very observant. I mean, y'all know, like middle child, just quiet. Shameen talks all the time, and she got everything she wanted as far as I was concerned. She looked like she was having lived best life. Like for real. Did my stuff freeze?
It did, and you was stuck like this.
Anyway, so
it's stuck again.
Shameen was living her best life. So when I was about 10 or 11, I decided I want to live my best life too. I mean, like I too had those inner voices of I'm not good enough. I'm, just not good enough. And but when I was 10 or 11, like I was like, forget it. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Do everything I can do to live my best life, and I've been like that ever since. Well, let me stop lying, because one time in middle school, I was gonna try out for cheerleading, and it was just too much for me, and I couldn't do it. But by the time I got to high school, I got it together. But now that I'm grown, like grown, that's what I live by. Like you got to play to win, and so like my inner voice is always everything happens the way it's supposed to. So I don't even get like super riled up. I typically don't get super mad. Last weekend, I think it was, I was driving over to the parents' house and I drove back and something big was in my tire. Like this thing was probably about as big as a spoon. It was in the tire. I was like, and like my husband was mad, like, what did you do? How did it? And I was like, everything happens the way it's supposed to. What God is keeping me from by having this little mishap happen, or I don't know what He's guiding me to. But in moments like that, especially things that's not planned, I trust. What I like to say, trust the process. And for super religious me, I think sometimes I just got to trust God, because I always end up being where I'm supposed to be, getting whatever I'm supposed to get. One time I was in the grocery store, this lady stopped me, stranger, was like, ma'am, I just need to stop you and tell you what is for you is for you. And that was at the time when I was like contemplating whether I wanted to substitute teach and get into teaching and go back to school. She was like, what is for you is for you. And I was like, damn it, now I gotta go back to school and teach. And so like because I know like there are little signs in my life that show me when I'm going in the right direction. So when I'm glad we're talking about the subject of getting out of your own way, because in reality, you getting out of God's way. And you need to make sure that you are aligning yourself with God's plan, no matter what you have planned for the day. And I'm not even religious, y'all.
So look, what's crazy, I kind of talked to Dia about this earlier, but we're gonna circle back to the trusting God by the end of this, because it's some stuff I want to talk about.
And what you said, right, and what you said was, you hit the nail on the head with that, is really getting out of God's way, because it is that little voice sometimes that tells you, and you have to
Truth. Really it's true. She was living her best life.
It's funny that you tell that story, Dia, every single time you talk about coming out of your shell and looking at.
I mean, that was the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, sometimes I even get lost in my own head and have to come back to, no, yeah, I do. I do need to do what I want to do, and say what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, that's how you get what you want.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like speaking of that, like I'm not very quiet, but I am very quiet. I'm very friendly, but I'm not very assertive. Like people think I'm probably bossy and things of that nature, but I'm not. I'm very like laid back. And I just this year got into like the cheer staff. Before, I just dropped my
Mm-hmm.
daughter off. Practices are closed, so you just drop them off and you could leave because you can't be there no way. And this is the first year I was like, okay, let me get a little more involved and be in the staff. Well, um just what last week the commissioner texted me and was like, now mind you, there's been people who have been on the staff like a long time, like team managers and things of that nature for more years than me. Like I said, this is my first year. And the commissioner called me and was like, hey, I'm not going to be there
Wow.
for a couple of weeks. I want you to run the operations for me. And I'm like, me? Like me? She's like, yeah, I definitely
Right.
see you. Yeah, she was like, I definitely see that you have like you can manage and you can keep things in track and you can keep the girls in track. And I was like, okay. And for a minute I did have those thoughts like, oh my God, like I haven't been there that long. Can I do this? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why me? But then I would just, like you say, you just have to be like, well, you know what? If she sees something, then I guess, I could do it. It's for me. So I'm gonna just give it a shot. And so she called me, just not too long ago. It was like, hey, so I heard everything went well. I heard that, everything was smooth and, the coaches were really pleased. So good job.
Awesome.
She was like, I definitely, see you moving up even next year. So I don't know what that means yet, but I don't know what moving up means, but I was like, okay, I got
I
this. She was
think
like,
we
you're
have to
up
be
to
like
bat
on the
now.
same path or something, Nisha, because this was the first year I got involved with the PTO at school. And you know me, I am very, very introverted. I don't talk to people. I'm nice if you speak to me, but for the most part, I am to myself. And this one particular teacher, she used to hunt me down every time in pickup. She'd tap on my window, you signing up for the PTO? And I'd be like, girl, no, nah. Tap, tap, tap. You sure you not signing up? Like every day. So when they sent the notification out to sign up for the PTO, I was like, okay, cool. I guess I need to go on and, put myself out there and just to put the religious side in there because I'm not an extremely religious person like that either, but I consider myself to be very spiritual. And I believe in light and energy and trusting yourself and looking for
You
those
gotta
signs
have
because
eyes to
God
see and
does
ears to
show
hear.
you and speak to you. You just have to know where it is or pay attention to it. Right.
That's right.
Exactly. So when I signed up for the PTO, the very first meeting, the president, the current president, um, she was like, I really like your light and your energy. And I was like, well, I do taxes and bookkeeping, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I'm a CPA. And I was thinking about asking one of my professors to be kind of like a mentor for me. But she was like, I want to mentor you. I was like, okay, now, I'm all for the, black girl magic, all of that. And I just felt like this is where I'm supposed to be. There is no other reason why I would be put in this spot other than dealing with the kids, than to meet her and to get to know her because she can help me along the way. So I when y'all talk about trusting the process, because that's really what part of my little positive whatever at the end, what I was going to talk about, I'm going to talk about it now. Real quick, trusting the process and getting out of your own way, because you block those blessings when you constantly telling yourself, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm tired, or I don't want to do that. Because my thing is, I don't like people. I don't want to deal with people. And getting out of my way, what am I doing? I'm sitting here doing this daggone podcast. And what I'm hearing is like, have you done radio before? Or, you're so natural. And I'm like, nah. And to be honest, I'm just talking to y'all,
You
even
wanna
though
know
there's the
what's
world that could see
crazy?
this. I feel
When
like
you
this
were
could be
when
something
you went
so
to
much
TSU,
bigger.
you
So I'm
majored
trusting
in
the process.
communications at first. You remember that?
What?
And I was
It's
like,
crazy.
why would she do that? Like, she the quietest person ever. Coming full circle.
I
Sure
did.
did. And
I did.
right. You sure did.
Yeah, we
Yep.
talked about it.
But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I've always been in a position of leadership. Always.
Mm-hmm.
You're the
I've
oldest
always
child, too.
management.
Right.
But that's me. But that honestly, you all, that's in our blood. That is in
Mm-hmm.
our blood. If you look at what we have all done, all of it, not just us, but if you look back in our ancestry, we've managed, led, run businesses, owned them. Even Granny, who was like one of the first Black women in Dayton to run a computer, she was in the paper. So if you look at that, that is kind of that's in our lineage to lead, to communicate, to do different things. So whether we, know it or not, that's what's in us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So just we need to understand and recognize that. And what, as far as spirituality and just recognizing that and what's in our lap and what's in front of us, we need to get out of our own way and
Mm-hmm.
really understand what is in front of us, what is in the moment, listen to that and allow it to continue,
Stop.
for all of us to continue to guide us in the direction that we are supposed to.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Amen. Amen.
Like I think they have a quote, and I don't know how the quote goes exactly,
Mhm.
but it definitely is something along the lines of like, the only time you fail is if you don't even try, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
you never know what you can do, which kind of goes with my quote, right? You never know how strong you are until you have to be. Like sometimes
Right.
same thing, like you never know what you can do unless you do it. Put yourself out there
Exactly.
and do it.
Like
So,
going back to school, I was scared. I'm too old. My brain can't
Mhm.
take it. I got way too much going on. Like this is not finna happen. And to be I got graduate in May of 2024 with my associate's degree. Like who's doing that? And then to be able to
You
go
are
further.
good.
Right. Thank you. Okay. But to be raw and transparent and honest, I always felt less than because I'm the only one out of all of us that didn't graduate from college. I went all 4 years, but in my senior year, I got pregnant with Sid. I tried to go back and it just didn't work. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that's just not meant for me. But I always believe in trust the process, or I'm trying to believe in trust the process.
It's everything
because
and nothing
timing
at the
is
same time.
everything.
Because
And I feel
the
like
timing that you're thinking about might not be God's
and
timing.
nothing
what I
at
mean?
all.
Like,
Right.
So yes, timing is everything, but it's also nothing. Right now is all that
Exactly.
matters.
Right.
Right now is
And
the
it
blessing.
isn't
Right now
opportunity.
is the
It is.
present.
It is. That's right. That's
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Come on,
Right.
little niecey.
And you
Right.
cannot
Look
get
at
stuck on the
mama.
coulda,
Mommy
woulda,
always
shoulda.
say that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
And
be
you
calling this
just,
coulda,
because if
woulda,
you get
shoulda.
stuck there,
Right.
you get stuck there because if you do, you
Right.
cannot move forward. You can't be
Right.
looking behind you. You have to say, okay, this is where I am now, and this is where I am going. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
look forward. That
Right.
is where you need to be focused on. Where am I going? Okay, what happened then? That's what
Oh,
happened.
you know
Take
what I
that
love
lesson.
about
The
this?
only
These
thing that you
pronouns
are
that we're
taking
using.
forward
I,
is the
me,
lesson.
I,
That's it.
me. You know why?
Right.
Because can't
That's
nobody
it.
do it but you. Mm-hmm.
That's
Exactly. Right.
That's
Right. It's always good to have
Mm-hmm.
support. It's always good to have that motivation. But at the end of the day, it's you.
Or hold yourself back.
And you are the only person that can either push yourself forward or keep yourself where you want to hold yourself
That's
back.
right.
And so, when I made the decision to go back to school, that was after, Lauren had his pulmonary embolism. He had COVID. Carson had Carson had his seizure the first week of school.
Jesus, that was so scary.
When I tell you, I was like, all right, life has stopped. Let me just focus on this. But something was like, it's okay, Jerice, just keep going. You got this. Because I was going to drop my classes. I wasn't going to go because I was scared. But, trusting and praying and, listening to my energy, I was able to, okay, I could do this. Like you said, Nisha, we could do this. You could do this just a little bit longer. And so that's what I've been kind of telling myself, just in everyday kind of stuff. So school, self-esteem, work. So let's talk about work. So, right. And what I do is, the only reason I got into doing taxes and bookkeeping was to help mommy out. This was not a dream of mine. This was not something that I didn't even know I wanted to do it. I just knew I wanted to help her. But it has become something that is a part of me. This is a language that me and her share that's just so exciting and it has this energy in it. And I love it. Not just because of her, but I love it. I love being able to help people and, get all their stuff done. But it's really hard to get out of that mindset of it's just you. You are the only person. If I mess this up, oh my God. Like, I hate making mistakes, but I'm only human. And so I have to keep pep talking myself throughout each situation because I'm scared. I don't want to mess anything up. I don't want to do anything wrong. But I have held myself back because I've been doing this for 12 years. Yes.
Really?
I started working with mommy in 2011, right after I moved back from Wilmington. I was her receptionist. And then I'm going into my 11th tax season because that next year I took the class. And I feel like I've let her lead for so long, and we keep bumping heads right now. But I think we're bumping heads because now it's time for me to step up and take that crown. I feel like it's time, and I not moving her out the way, anything, nothing like that at all. But I feel like I got to get out of that, shadow, that block, that I can do this for me and her. Not just her. And so, that's...
Listen, don't worry, Jerice. You're showing...
Like, what else she gonna do?
She's going to give it to you.
Hell, she better not.
She's going to give it to you.
Right, I'm going to take it. Nah.
Right. She's going to give it to you.
My goal has always been to make y'all proud. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about, mommy and daddy, my family. I've always just wanted to make y'all proud. And I think that in doing that, I kind of lost what I really wanted to do in there somewhere. So I would pause. I would do whatever anybody was asking me to do. But, in this 40-year-old mind of mine, it's to a point where it's like, okay, well, not only can I still make everybody proud, I can still do what I want to do too. So being able to get out of that, blocking my way, I can't do this because of XYZ, or I need to do this, and I can't do that. I could do it all. We can do it all. We have the capability to do whatever we want to do and not hurt anybody's feelings, or even if we do, so be it.
And I don't know if you need to hear it, but you need to always know we've always been proud of you. Jerice, you have done amazing. I'll watch you. You are an outstanding mother. You are an outstanding wife. You are an outstanding businesswoman. You are outstanding, period, but you've always been. So watching your evolution has just been, I've always been proud of you. So, whatever
we don't need no tears. Shut up.
She ain't lying.
right with it because you were always making us proud.
So, a part of getting out of the way, that's just how I felt. I've always felt less than. I don't know why. I could think of a million reasons why, but I think at the end of the day, it was just me. You have these two older sisters who are light, and I would sit and be quiet. I was the youngest, the mean one, which I still am. But I never wanted to be in the forefront like that anyway. I've always been cool in the background. But I didn't realize that I actually had these kind of thoughts until maybe over the past couple of years. So I've been trying to kind of move through, those feelings because I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like I'm less than or, that I haven't achieved everything that I should
normal.
because,
that is so normal.
Anisha, or whoever else has done X, Y, Z, and I haven't.
For
because
people to feel, me included, like I'm behind.
It
you
is.
know what I mean? Or that I should have been doing this a long time ago. Y'all know, like I got degrees, but I have like 2 degrees and stuff that I'm not even using now. At one point in time, I was like seriously, like working in health and wellness wasn't working for me.
As a professional student,
going to like education, it's like I should have did this a long time ago. I feel so behind everybody my age. First of all, I'm like one of the oldest people in the building. I feel like everybody my age either moved on to a different career or they're in administration. Now I just feel behind. But then I pause from getting in my feelings, and then I realize, remind myself that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And, my life is exactly what it's supposed to be. If it was supposed to be something different, God would have made it something different.
Exactly.
And so, although I am moving at my own time or whatever time this is, I'm going to enjoy where I am now, and I'm going to do what I can do to make tomorrow better.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
I'm in the same boat. Shameen probably knows. Like at first, I always wanted to be either a teacher. I always was like, I'm gonna go be a teacher. I'm gonna be a teacher, and I let people convince me to be a dental hygienist. I let people convince me to be a dental hygienist. So then I went to this school that specialized in dental hygiene, and I was like, that's not for me. And Shameen, I don't know if you remember that time. Remember that time we were looking for a house? We were going to live together in a house, and I was going to run a daycare out of the house. Do you remember that?
The what?
That's so smart. You could have been had 5 daycares by now.
Yes.
And I was going to run a daycare out of the house.
Yes, I remember that.
And I went to that.
Right.
And you remember, I went to the class, I went to the course to run an in-home daycare.
Wow.
I did all of that.
I did all of that. And I let people convince me, oh no, you want to be a dental hygienist, like whatever.
Sure did.
Isn't it amazing how things come full circle?
You can't live in no woulda, coulda,
Yeah, I could have been there. I could have been at all this stuff.
Can't do the coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Right.
Nope.
Right. That's just like, I think about like relationships and all of that. It's
everything
all
happens in divine time and not your time.
What do they say? What's for me is for me, or whatever it is they say. But and that too. So it's like, relationship wise, I think when I say respect everybody's journey.
That's right.
Your opinion is your opinion. That's fine. But my relationship is for me and only for me. And
right.
Go ahead, Shameen. Go ahead, girl.
My husband and I have known each other since we were in diapers. We didn't get married until I was 41. I can't say whether or not it would have worked if we were, you know what I'm saying, in our 20s. But I know this.
I can tell you for sure, if me and Lauren were married when we first met, we would not have worked. it would have been some shit. Nah, but that, I think when you grow and you mature and, you know, when you cross paths, you know, throughout life, I think God is trying to test you to see if you're ready yet. I always feel like he's trying to test me sometimes. Like, I'm going to drop this right here. Let's see what she do. She may not be ready. I'm going to hold it for a little bit. Okay, let's try it this time. You know what I'm saying? I think that there are moments. So that's why I say, isn't it amazing how things come full circle? Because, you know, you dabble in things and then it's the timing's not right, or, you know, something's not flowing good. So it's like, okay, well, let me back up from it. But, you know, now, because I've tried to go back to school a couple of times. It just didn't work. Timing was off, or, you know, whatever the case may be, it just did not work. But for whatever reason, in this moment, in this time, is working. For whatever reason, my marriage is working. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may be. I have said this, especially when we were going through the thick of everything, when Lauren was sick and all of that. I have seen God himself come down and heal. Okay. I have seen this myself. I claim it. I've seen it, because there's no way that he should be walking around here. And there is no way that everything was set up the way that it was with Carson that day. And, you know, so that's why I trust him. And no, I'm not, like I said, I'm not religious like that. You know, I am very spiritual, and I feel like God puts us where we're supposed to be in that moment. Like Dia said, you where you're supposed to be. So I think that, you know, I'm working on getting out of that negative, oh, I should have did this, or I need to be in whatever space, or I should have did that, because honestly, no, I shouldn't have, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So yeah. Right. Like if I had Carson first, I never would have had any more kids. Not because he's autistic, but because I had a C-section.
Because if I had Damari first, I wouldn't have had no more kids, and I had a natural vaginal birth. So no. How?
That was different. His head was like extremely big, and that didn't work well with your itty bitty body. So no. But I mean, you know, God puts us, you know, where we're supposed to be. So, you know, that's why I want to talk about getting out of our own way. Because it's a every moment thing.
Girl, with every assignment, when we going back to school, with every assignment, I'm like, I can do this. I can do. Let me just turn it in. It's not going to be the end of the world if I don't get a 100. I can do this.
Oh my God. When I tell you not getting a 100, it like hurts my heart. I mean, like, wait a minute, but I work so hard. I just don't understand. But, you know, everything's not perfect. Life is not perfect. You know, we just got to be okay. And I'm learning on not being so stressful too. Stress that's a good one. But if you get out of your way, then that stress will, I've noticed like I don't hold my shoulders up like this, you know, as much as I used to, because I'm getting out of my way.
This has been such a great conversation.
It'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we finished. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up, because I think, because it's been like 44 minutes. This was a good one. Okay, so.
Half an hour is done. Your half an hour.
Ooh, tell him, look, even though we say 30 minutes, it should at least be an hour, okay? Just, we got one good hour, okay? So let me go on and wrap this up then, since he rushing us. So just to kind of recap, session 1 was what? Trusting the, session 1 was respecting other people's journeys. I got it. So session 1 was respecting other people's journeys. And then session 2 and 3, we talked about I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway,
Relationships not looking the same.
yeah. So
Yes.
relationships not looking, the way you think that they should look, and this all kind of goes into each other. It's all intertwined. All of these positive things that I'm trying to say, because everyday life is crazy. There are things that are going to come your way. Your balance. That's what the first one was. Keep your balance, because your balance is your positive thoughts, getting out of your way, respecting not only other people's journeys, but respecting your journey too. Know that you are where you are supposed to be, and you have to believe in that and move through it in every way. So, in saying that, thank you.
Bye, y'all.
I appreciate y'all. Have a good week.
Yes.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh, Lord, where my thing at? Okay.